Was it a happy existence?
God, it was like a dream come true. I was spoiled up the yin yang. So were my siblings. I mean, it was the picture perfect family. Any kid would dream to have this, and I was so lucky and so spoiled too. And I didn't realize that until I was older or went through
Yeah.
hell. But before I was living the dream until one day it just came crashing down, and I didn't understand any of that.
How was it presented to you guys? I mean,
Oh
how
my
was
God.
the divorce presented?
Yeah, no, I still remember it to this day. I don't think it was during the holidays, but I remember there were some things going down, and I was like, okay, something's a little off, but I didn't really conceptualize it yet until my parents sat us down and were like, hey, we're getting a divorce. I remember throwing either a teddy bear or something, and it smashed all of the vases, and I ran upstairs and I locked myself in the closet, and I said, I'm not coming out until you guys are back together or don't get a divorce. Well, obviously that tactic didn't work. But I stayed in the closet for a long time, no pun intended. Um, and I just remember it still to this day. I was smashing stuff and just didn't know how to handle all these emotions at a young age with four other siblings.
How do you think this affected all of you? What was in particular did you notice about the
Yeah.
relationship between you and your brothers and sisters and your two parents?
Yeah, we had to pick sides, which is so wild. In a family, you're like, what? Pick sides? And that just kind of happens when ego's involved in a divorce, where it's like, okay, what kids like me? And especially in a custody battle, it really is like, who's the favorite, who has the most kids? I mean, that didn't work out in the end, but it was like, whose side are you on, right? And so a lot of us felt this agitation, this anger towards one another. I thought it personally was my fault. So I don't think kids understand in divorce that it isn't your fault, but you do. You do think it is your fault. So here we are thinking, okay, I caused it or somebody else caused it. What do we do? And so there was just a lot of anger and a lot of teaming up.
Why did you think as a kid that it was your fault? Was there something that you did that you thought maybe that might be the reason?
Well, I kind of exposed something that was going on, and I was just like, hey, there's this situation, what's happening? And then a parent was like, what? Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And that, I think, was the catalyst of them finally getting a divorce. So there was something that I saw that I brought up, was like, hey, this is going down, this is going on. And that was the catalyst for the divorce. I think
But
that was the
okay,
beginning of the iceberg.
it's funny right now, Chase, as you're talking like you're a kid again. That it's your fault. It wasn't. You know that,
Yeah.
right? It was already going to happen. It wasn't because you said
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
to anyone.
A lot of
And I
therapy.
mean, yeah,
I am in
because
therapy. Therapy's good.
it's never your fault. I mean, it's one of those things that, as you know, and unfortunately, I was there to witness a
Yeah.
lot of the
A
stuff
lot
that
of
you
it.
went through, them coming in and fighting in front of other people, and how
Yeah.
embarrassing that is for a child to like see that
Yeah.
and to look around and have people looking at you. What was, do you think, one of the most traumatic things that you can remember during that period that you witnessed?
It really was going to court or custody. There were some custody battles where I was like, wait, I'm getting pulled out of school to go down in his mediation. And they had like little toys, but you were still talking to someone. And the person there was just asking these hard questions where you're like, I'm only 7 years old. What do you mean you're asking about X, Y, and Z? And so I really had, it was being pulled out of school to go to mediation, to go to court. And what's funny now as an adult, I'm not afraid to go to court. Pretty traumatizing when you go a couple of times and it's for custody and a lot of, yeah, not good things, not fun
Yeah,
things,
what
you know?
what kind of things are they asking a 7-year-old? I mean,
I
like,
mean, yeah, do your parents drink? Is there alcoholism involved?
are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, they have to just say, like, have you ever been SA'd? They go down the list where you're like, what the heck? And you're like, I don't even know what any of this stuff means. But I understand as an adult why they ask those questions, because they're looking for specific things to figure out what's going on really within the family unit. But
Yeah, but
as a child, you don't know,
that's,
you can't
I
conceptualize that,
wonder,
you know?
I guess and again, this goes back to
Yeah.
how, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, Chase. I tell people this when they know a little bit about you. I
Yeah.
say, I'll either say, I had a child at my studio that went through probably, and I've been doing this 25 years,
Yeah.
the most horrible War of the Roses divorce.
Wild.
It was
I
horrendous.
mean, I
I
don't know
mean,
if this is
and
oversharing, but we had private investigators. Like, we were being
no, it's not
followed.
oversharing.
Pictures were being taken of us. I mean,
From who? From what side?
from a side that I'm not going to disclose. Just
Okay,
in
you don't have
case.
to, no.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Because I want it. The purpose of this is like I'm healing. I'm not the victim, even though there were some parts that I couldn't control. But I think it's just healing from it, understanding that they did okay in the circumstances that they were given. I think that's giving a lot of
Chase.
grace.
It is here,
A
Chase.
lot of grace.
I need you to. I know this. Here's the thing. I'm getting upset because I'm learning stuff right now that I didn't even know that I didn't know you had to go to court. Oh gosh, this.
Wild.
It's okay to go through it, and no one. You're not a victim. The point of today is to help people because there's so much more to your story. We haven't even brushed the surface.
Yeah.
You seem like you have everything for you, and the whole point
Yep.
of this is that you didn't.
Yeah.
You did it on your own for the most part, and
Yeah.
anyone watching this needs to hear a story that it has a good ending. So
Yeah. No,
not to get
I mean, I went from 7 years old to being 35, and I think with the divorce, I became a parental figure with that. And
yeah.